Hey guys, so this is day two. I don't know if it's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't have a schedule for this, but I got the time this morning. So, I didn't actually do any school yesterday. I was supposed to, but I had a morning where I was watching something. A teacher that I follow or that I trust pretty closely. So I just got the feeling that they should spend the day like seeking out God, if that makes sense. So I tried to do that. Uh, I gotta work a little bit harder today as a result, but it's all good. So today we'll be in Matthew chapter 23 again, but this time a couple verses down, verses 29 through 31. So I'm just gonna read that real quick and then I'll talk about it for a minute. Woe to you, woe, okay. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and adorn the monuments of the righteous, and say, if we had lived in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. Okay, I guess I don't need to read 31. 30 was all I was reading before, but so Jesus is talking to the Pharisees at this point, like he was in the last video for verses like, 25 or something. But so he's talking to them, and this is something I do when I read the Bible too. I'll read, I'll read about Elisha, the people of Israel, or Daniel and the people of Israel, and just some of the bad things that they end up doing. Less so in Daniel, but like how they treat the kings and the rulers that they have, pretty terrible. Like David, there's a point at the end of First Samuel where they're all going through a rough time, and then they talk like I think they talk about like staging a revolt against David or killing David because they're in an uncomfortable situation. Like that's just when I read through that, it's like it's always in my mind. That's not something I would do. I'd be better than that. I'd be more gracious is like what I'd like to think. The Pharisees and the people who Jesus is talking to, he calls hypocrites. They think the same thing. They don't think that they would do some of that. They kind of exalt the prophets, exalt their tombs and their graves, and they look back and they're like, that's not something I would do. I would hold them with more respect. I wouldn't do anything to hurt them, And I think that's not really the case. Like, especially for these guys, because the Pharisees also end up like Jesus is someone who a lot of people consider prophet, right? If you read the Quran, they say Jesus is a prophet. There's all these different places that say Jesus is a prophet. They didn't think he was a prophet, but there's a lot of sources that say Jesus was a prophet, right? And they kill him. He was not a prophet; he was God. But you get the point I'm trying to lay out. They're still hypocritical because they end up killing him, even though they say that they wouldn't be that harsh. They wouldn't be that. They'd be more gracious. They wouldn't do that to the ones that they would consider. I'm probably not putting this well, but it's just something we gotta examine in ourselves. Like we gotta have the right perspective about ourselves and the right. Jesus died for all of us, not just the scribes and the Pharisees and those who converted after his death, but he died for all of us. And something that I've noticed is the way that I've been able to truly understand the price that he paid was thinking about the fact that I'm partly the one that put him up there. When I sin, I'm the one who made the need to put him up there, So in a way, we're killing him too. So, just something to think about. I think that I often would be better and more graceful than a lot of the Israelites in the Bible. And if I were to go back in time, it's probably not going to be the case. You know, because we have it all laid out here. We have the whole, like, their history laid out right here. So we can already see the end before it comes. So we know what to do. They didn't know what to do. All right? And I'm not condoning anything they did. I'm just saying, like, we likely would not be better. I think there are some that would, but the majority of us would not. So just have a proper reflection on yourself when you read through this. I just think it's important. So that was my. Hope I didn't blaspheme or say anything wrong today. I just, man, that's something I'm worried about a little bit. But if you have differing opinions, put them in the comments. Nobody watches these. I have a pretty small audience, so I don't know if I have an audience. So I'll respond as best I'm able to, which will probably be pretty quick because I don't get many comments. So just think about it. And yeah, it was our 6 minute, 20-second video for today. Bye.